imagination, 'tis me, I'm back. It's been a while, and I have to say, whew, a lot has happened and has been happening. I decided not to say all my spiel at the beginning of every podcast, so I will put some details along the screen. But my name's Jooles, and this is my podcast / diary, because I think things are going to change a little bit around here. Okay, goodness me, I have no idea where to start, but I think I want to start by sending you all my love, and I feel very self-conscious because I've got a house full. Well, when I say a house full, George has just got his breakfast and has gone upstairs, so that's fine. Bryony doesn't live here, so I haven't seen her for a while, and Pete is not working, so he's bobbing around. So I feel a bit self-conscious, so I'll start that bit again. Yes, so I just want to send everybody my love and my best wishes to stay healthy and safe, and I think sane is a good one too, isn't it? Life at the moment seems very surreal. I have been using that word so much because I can't think of a word that describes life right now any better. Of course, I'm talking about COVID-19. In the UK at the moment, we're in, well, it hasn't been called lockdown, but it's lockdown really. We are allowed to leave our homes for one form of exercise a day. We're allowed to go out only for food supplies and for health reasons. I haven't really left the house, I don't think, apart from dog walks. I did go and see my mum and Bryony, was that 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago, from a huge distance. I think it was last weekend, but from a big distance. I kind of ding-donged the doorbell. I left my mum some granola and some rhubarb. I feel sorry for my mum, and I feel sorry actually for all people who are self-isolating on their own, because gosh, it must be so lonely. Although I also feel sorry for everybody self-isolating with the whole family, because there's no peace. But anyway, yes, where was I? It's hard. Life is hard at the moment and sad. Life is both ends of the emotional scale. It's both very, very heartbreaking and very, very heartwarming. There's been so many amazing and kind acts of kindness, and there's also been so many heartbreaking stories. Anyway, this is not a podcast about COVID-19. I think we all need an escape from that. So let's get into my podcast. I've decided to shake things up a little bit. It's been 2 months since I podcast. Lots of things have changed, but at the end of the day, I'm still crafting and it's keeping me sane. So I've got lots to share with you, but instead of doing one massively long podcast, I think I'm not promising this because it depends on things, I'm hoping to podcast most weeks, so it'll be half podcast, half vlog, which is what today is going to be. So I'm only going to show you just a few things of what I've been up to, because I have so many things to share with you. It's been 2 months and I did have a lot of crafting time. So I'm going to show you just a few things today, and then I'm going to share some vlog footage that I've taken kind of over the last week or so. I think these are going to be more like diary entries than a podcast, so I think I'm going to call it something different, but I haven't decided yet. Okay, coffee in my panda mug. Oh, thank heavens for coffee. Delicious. It's a beautiful sunny day out there today. It was very frosty this morning. But spring is arriving, and that's so wonderful. Mother Nature still carries on doing her amazing things. And just to get back to COVID-19 just for a moment, I think it's been a really good nudge for us to look after our lovely planet and Mother Nature. They'll always look after us if we look after them. So, yes. Zen. Okay. Oh, now I have a runny nose. Hang on. Would you like to see my new boobies? Don't worry, I'm not going to get naked, although some of my very close friends have been inundated with booby posts. So anyway, look, I have a lovely new shape. My boobies end here and not here, which is such a novelty. My nipples point this way and not this way, which is also a novelty. The kind of clothes I wear probably don't really show off my new shape. But it feels so lovely. They're just little and light. I really need to go bra shopping, but that's going to have to wait, isn't it? At the moment, I have 3 surgical bras, which are very ugly, but actually really comfortable. They're normal, like hook and eye at the back, and a zip up the front. Sexy. And I have kind of these t-shirty, 2 of these. Like, they're really light, kind of cropped, very soft, no seams. Guess crop top kind of, but bra-y. And that's all I have. I am desperate to buy pretty lacy bras with satin bows on, but that's going to have to wait. And to be honest, they're still quite swollen and not their proper shape yet, so I think that's going to take a while. It's actually been, is it 8 weeks on Friday? Almost 8 weeks, I think, since I had it done. Oh my goodness, it blinking hurt. But I had moments where I was thinking, what have I done? But I love them. I love them. And I'm thrilled that I had it done. And the pain, although it felt like it was going on forever. Oh, I'm sorry, I just got distracted. It's now over. It's like when you have a baby. It feels like forever when they don't sleep, but then you look back and you blinked and it's gone, and that's how I feel. So pleased, and I really, really, really love them. They are gorgeous. Knitting. Okay, in the making. So first up, I have to show you this. It's in a bit of a tangle, so give me 1 second. Yes, when I say it's in a bit of a tangle, I'm not lying. But I want it to look its best for you. Ooh, sorry. Ta-da! It is a Whitmore sweater. Oh, it's so beautiful, isn't it? My new boobies are going to love it. So this is the Wigmore Sweater by my beautiful bestie Amy, who is Tailoress Studio. Oh, it's so gorgeous. The pattern is an absolute joy to knit, and I'm not just saying that because I'm totally in love with Amy. It truly is. She tells you where to place the stitch markers from the very beginning, so you just know if you go wrong, you just know between those two stitch markers is the only place you've gone wrong, and you don't have to pick back rows and rows, which can happen if you don't use stitch markers. I know that very well. Oh, just look. Don't you think that looks like a dream catcher? It's just beautiful. So I've separated for the sleeves, and I have done that much. I think I need to just go round and round now for, I think it's something like 10.5 inches. It's so beautiful. I cannot wait to finish this. I'm knitting it in Dandelion and Dogwood yarn, which is Amy and her sister's yarn company, in the colour Emily Gilmore. So this is their Fairground base. Oh, just look at that. So this is a Surrey alpaca and silk base, and I love it because I can't wear mohair. It's so irritating to my skin. I can't say I'm allergic to it, but I really can't wear it. It makes me itch like Billy-O. So this stuff is, I just use it. I love it. I'm addicted actually. Just look at it. It's just soft. Just, oh, it's just lovely stuff. So if, like me, you can't wear mohair, try this, because I never thought I would be able to find like a fluffy yarn that would be comfortable next to my skin, and this truly is. So the colour I'm using is Emily Gilmore from Dandelion and Dogwood, and I'm using one strand of their Perfect Sock 4-ply along with a strand of this gorgeous Fairground, which is their Surrey alpaca silk blend, and it makes the softest fabric. Oops, I dropped a stitch. I'm knitting these on, I can't see what I'm knitting them on because I don't have my specs, but it's on my Ravelry page, but I know I went up half a size because that's just normal for me. I'm quite a tight knitter, and I got perfect gauge. Oh, it's so beautiful. Love it. So that is the Wigmore Sweater, and I couldn't recommend it highly enough. Okay. Coffee. Did you hear the story? Back to COVID-19. Did you hear the story of the little sausage dog that was so happy that both its parents were at home working that its tail stopped working? It wagged its tail so much because it was so happy. Apparently the owners took it to the vet and just sprained its tail because it was so happy. That's a good story. I think Bryony told me that one, and then George told me. Yeah. Right, what next? Okay. I've been working on some patterns because it's something, gosh, I'm in a mess. It's something I can do from home. I've closed my shop for now because I just don't want to go to the post office. So my shop is closed. It's open for browsing only. Oh, I need to show you something, but it seems a bit mean. But look at this progress keeper. Isn't that the cutest? When my shop's back open, they will be in my shop to purchase, but it's closed for now. But they will be as soon as my shop's open. I don't know when that will be. They will be in my shop along with some other things, but let's not even talk about that right now. So I've been spending my time designing patterns, and I have lots. I think I probably got 6 to 8 pattern designs, half done, half in my brain. And the first one is this. This pattern is with my tech editor at the moment. These are called my stripy-shorts-socks. The story behind these is that George had these shorts, still has them. They're actually too small for him, but he still gets into them. I think he had them from when he was about 14 and he's now 24, or is he 25? He's 24 or 25. I get mixed up with numbers. And he still squeezes into them and he loves them, and they're blue and white stripes, and I love them. I just love fine blue and white stripes. It's one of my favourites. And I also loved, in the 80s, pom-pom-snow-socks. So I combined them both and I made some stripy short socks. These are actually knit inside out with a few tweaks, so that, how can I show you clearly? So the outside's reverse stockinette stitch. Colours are not showing up, they're a bit more vibrant than you're seeing, but it has my beanie toe, my go day heel with a contrast, and it has 1x1 twisted rib, which is very small, and a really cute rollover top, and of course not forgetting this super cute pom-pom. So this pattern's with my tech editor. She's had it for a few days and she's normally pretty quick, so I'm thinking my test knitters will be on this next week. The gorgeous yarn is actually from Lana, who is the Yarn Lab, and she kindly gave me yarn support for this pattern, and it is a set. It was 250 grams, one of natural, one of this lovely blue, and she gave me a mini of pink and a mini of purple so I could decide what colour contrast, stripe and pom-pom to make. Not only that, she sent me 2 sets and a big bundle of gorgeous progress keepers. So when I release this pattern, there'll be an amazing giveaway from Lana. So thank you, Lana, so much. I'm thinking the pattern will probably be published in a couple of weeks, but I love them. I really, really love them. And I'm knitting my second one. In fact, this will be the third one I've knit, because I made some tweaks along the way and yeah, I just wanted it to be perfect. So this will be my next pattern, which I love. So I hope you love it too. They're really easy to knit. They're really quick to knit. They don't use much yarn at all because you're alternating yarns every row. So I did write out the yardages in my pattern, but I can't remember, but they're very economical to make, and very quick to make as well, and easy. I love them. Enough said. Okay, bit more knitting. Look at this pretty bag. Isn't that beautiful? This came in my advent calendar from Nikki Franklin from the Stitchery. I love Nikki's work. I love Nikki. So anyway, I am making a Snuggle Down Cowl, which is my pattern, for a friend who is having a really hard time right now, and I really want to give her a hug, but can't be done. Even in normal circumstances, I don't even know where she lives. So I'm knitting her a Snuggle Down Cowl. I'm going to stand up. So this is my Snuggle Down Cowl pattern. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at those colours. And it's so soft because you could probably imagine the combination of yarns I'm using. Isn't that pretty? Oh, it actually feels like velvet. Not quite velvet, but just snuggly velvet, I think I'd call it. I'm using dandelion and dogwood yarn again because I have a lot in my stash, and stash is what I'm using right now. This gorgeousness is called Peach Stand, and then I'm using their Fairground in She's Naked, and together they make this gorgeous, soft, peachy loveliness. Yeah, they are knit on, I think, 4.5 millimetre needles and a 16-inch circular, and just go round and round and round. Out of all my patterns, this is my most relaxing. Whenever I make one of these, it's just really therapeutic, so simple, and just comforting, and they make perfect gifts because they are just like a hug. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I can't wait to finish it and send it off to my friend, and I hope she feels comfort from it. You can find this pattern in my Ravelry shop and in my Etsy shop, and links to both of those are down below this video. Next up is finished things. The first one I'm so excited about because I love it. Are you ready for the cuteness? It's so adorable. This is, you probably remember, my teeny tiny patchwork blanket, and I'm going to get really close so you can see. This is the mitered square blanket, but they're just 24 stitches, so 12 stitches this way and 12 stitches this way, and they're tiny. My other happy patchwork blanket is, I guess the squares are, well, it takes 4 of these squares to be the same size as one of my happy patchwork blanket squares. That was a lot of words to say a very small thing. So I've backed it with some fabric, just some very pale violet fabric with little dots on. And I've edged it with just a really simple scallop edging. I crocheted the edging. Because I put fabric on the back, it's really quite sturdy. I didn't sew in any of my ends, I just knotted them really securely, like 2 or 3 times. So under this fabric it's pretty messy, but you never know. So I'm really chuffed with that. This is going to be a blanket for a doll bed that I'm going to renovate. Seems quite a big word for what I'm going to do. I'm just going to tidy it up really. I bought it from eBay years ago, and I think I spoke about this in my last podcast probably, but that was 2 months ago and I can't remember. So yes, if you want any more details on this, take a look at my Ravelry project page for it. It's called my teeny tiny patchwork blanket. I'm really chuffed, really chuffed. It's cute. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, I need a sock blocker. I made some socks. I've made lots of socks. I don't know if I'd started these in my last podcast. I kind of don't think I had. I think these might be brand new. So these are my peppermint-snow-socks. This pattern's by Marianne of Vanilla Wool. I love her patterns. They're always so pretty. Did I change anything? They're knit cuff down, and I did that. So then oh yes, I changed the toe. That's all I changed. They have a really pretty stitch pattern just on the front of the sock, which I really like. I followed the heel, but I do like a round toe, so I added Kay's umbrella toe, and I made the toe contrast really long. I've really been enjoying that lately, and obviously I have and I should be able to wear these now, and I have other socks to show you which I won't be able to wear until I podcast again. So they are my peppermint snow socks, knit on 2.25 needles, which is, oh gosh, which is my normal for socks. The gorgeous yarn is by Tracy of Nora George in her Sugar Rose colourway. It was actually a sock set, but for some reason I'd used the contrast colour for something else, which is unusual for me. I normally keep things together. So this wasn't the contrast that came with it, and I can't even tell you where this is from, but it's very pretty. So this is a mystery. So that is those. I have one other finished project I'm going to show you, which is, oops, Just a Hat. And that's what it's called. It's called Just a Hat. Look at that pom-pom. These are my favourite poms, and they come from Warne. I'll put, okay, I think I'm going to put show notes under this video on YouTube. Normally I put them on my blog, but I think I'm going to put them down below on YouTube. So that's where you'll find the link to Warne. You should follow her on Instagram. She is a farmer, and it's all lambs this time of year, but these are from her sheep. How beautiful. It's like having a sheep on your head. Okay, so the pattern is, it's called Just a Hat by this lady here. I cannot pronounce that, I'm afraid. And also I don't have my specs on. My eyes are going crazy. They're just not working like they should. The yarn I used, I think it called for, this will be interesting to see if I can see it. I haven't got long enough arms. Okay, it doesn't actually say, but I think it was Aran. Yeah, I think it was Aran. So I didn't have any Aran, but I did have some worsted weight from Antonella, who is Cozy Posy Yarn Co. In her Rainbow Bright colourway. And I held that double with Fairground from Dandelion and Dogwood in She's Naked, which is the Surrey alpaca blend that I'm addicted to. And it's really pretty. Look at those colours. So gorgeous. I just love the way that the Surrey alpaca in the natural She's Naked colourway just mutes everything down. So lovely. And this hat is so soft and squishable. Just perfect. I think that's all my finished things that I'm going to share with you today. I bet this podcasty bit is going to be more than half an hour. That was my goal. And I've already sacked off a few things I'm not going to talk about until next time. But anyway, in my chatter list, I've got boobies. Done the booby chat. I hope you enjoyed it. COVID-19, well, I've kind of done the COVID-19 chat, and I could go on forever. There's lots of things I would like to say, but we need to escape, don't we? I've been doing bits and bobs out in the garden. Yeah, I've been planting some seeds and things. I've been watching Gaynor, Tales of Cuckoo Land, and she's been so amazing in planting vegetables. I am basically planting flowers. I think I don't really know why. Well, actually I do. I've planted vegetables before and they've been a bit of a fail. And flowers, oh, there's nothing that makes my heart happier than a little posy picked from the garden. So I have lots of flowers. I will be growing tomatoes and courgettes and runner beans, but I haven't planted those yet. Just before I recorded, I made some kind of Chelsea buns, but we'll see how they turn out. Still making my sourdough, and that's what I've made these buns with. So they don't look like Chelsea buns, I can assure you, but I'm hoping they're going to taste nice. Because I can eat my sourdough, but I can't eat normal bread. So interesting. Also, my gorgeous friends Emily and Deborah from the Meanwhile at the podcast. Meanwhile at the Castle podcast recorded such a lovely video. Well, all their videos are lovely, but they recorded such a lovely one the other day that actually made me cry. And they did it separately from their different homes, but they gave so many tips and just really uplifting things. They're just the most, they're so kind and giving, those two. I love them. But they gave lots of tips on homeschooling and staying home, and it's really, really worth a watch if you need some support and some kind words and kindness. Okay, staying at home. I have just seen the cutest thing go past my window. There's a little boy on a scooter and his granddad is on the scooter with him, scooting. They've just stopped. That is the cutest thing I've ever seen. So the little boy's on the front of the scooter and granddad is behind him on the scooter doing the scooting. So cute. I've lost my train of thought. That's unusual, isn't it? It's not coming back. Meanwhile at the castle. I think I finished that conversation, didn't I? I've also mentioned that my shop is closed temporarily, open for browsing. It's like the hour before, you know, you go into garden centres and you can browse for an hour before the checkout's open. It's like that. So you can browse for a month, 2 months, I don't know how long until my checkout's open. But I'm going to carry on making things. I haven't really got back into work actually, because I know 8 weeks sounds a long time after having surgery, but I didn't find recovery easy. Let's just say that. And it's taken me a long time. And this was very awkward for me to say, but I'm going to say it. I would really, really, really appreciate it if you would let my adverts run at the beginning of my podcasts and at the end, if you don't mind, because my shop's not open, my husband's not working, and just that. And so if you could let them run, go make yourself a lovely cup of coffee, get your knitting nest cozy while they're running, and it just gives me a tiny bit of income. It's not much, but every little helps right now. And it won't cost you any money, and I hope you don't mind me asking, but I have now. Right, I am now going to check on my Chelsea buns. Maybe I'll take you with me and show you. And then over the next couple of days, I'm going to edit this diary kind of video, and I'll see you soon. But in the meantime, find all the things that bring you joy and stay healthy, and I'm sending you lots of love. Bye.